Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another amazing tutorial with Houdini and After Effects. Today we are gonna make an abstract and chaotic pattern based on some textures and custom parameters inside the mantra surface, and we are going to see some comp techniques, basic comp techniques inside Adobe After Effects to give some life to it. Let's just see what we are going to make. Okay, so we start with a new fresh scene in Houdini. Let's just add a grid to our scene. Leave it to 10 by 10, it's okay. And for rows and columns, just add 250 for each. Okay. Now add a UV texture to bring some UVs to the grid, and let's create a point VOP sub. Okay, so inside of it we will create our displacement custom attributes we will use in the mantra shader later. Okay. So let's bring a turbulent noise. Okay. Just like that. Okay. For the noise type, add original Perlin noise. And for roughness, just increase a little bit the roughness. Okay. And for turbulence, maybe something like 9. Okay. Now add another turbulent noise and plug it to the frequency of the first one. Okay. And for this one to add an original Perlin noise and something like 1 for the turbulence. Okay. And add a fit range to the whole thing. Okay. And plug into the CD for the color of our grid. Okay. So we have something like that. Pretty cool. Maybe increase the amplitude of this one. Something like 3. Okay. And promote the offset of this one, the frequency of the second turbulent noise, and the offset too. Okay. So we have our point VOP here with offset frequency and the second offset of the turbulent noise. Okay, that's good for now. Adjust the camera to the whole scene. Maybe something like... maybe something like that. Okay, that's good. Now go back to our grid and convert with an attribute create the color to a custom attribute. So name it effect area. And for the value, just type $CR. So now let's adjust the turbulent noise here, just a little bit, something like 0.695. Yeah, and check if everything is original Perlin noise. Okay. So I think we are good for the first part, okay, of the grid. And maybe now just animate the whole thing. Okay, so we can use the second offset here to animate our main pattern for our displays attributes. So let's put something here, copy parameter, paste relative reference here, and paste relative reference here too, and put something like $if slash maybe 50, just to see. Okay, that's good. Okay, maybe it's a little bit fast, but it's okay. Just maybe on 100 frames, it's okay. And to bring some life to the whole thing, add maybe a little camera movement. Okay, so let's put a key here, put a key on the translate and rotate, add the first frame, and add the frame 100. Let's move a little bit on the right. Okay, not too much. Bring the curves by clicking on Shift and the left button on the mouse, and select all the curve and make to linear. Okay. Let's hit play to check the movement. Okay, that's great. Let's adjust a little bit more our pattern for the first turbulent noise here. Just put the roughness to 0. Okay, it's really smoother. It's good. Okay. Okay, now this is the fun part. Let's just create a mantra PBR render node. Okay, leave it by default for now. And in your grid here, activate the render polygon as subdivision in mantra. Okay. In our material palette, create a mantra surface node and assign it to our grid. Okay, let's rename it grid. Okay. So basically now I will show you how to create a nice abstract pattern just by manipulating some turbulent noise and boxes inside the mantra shader. Okay. For now, deactivate here on the mantra shader the use point color to not have the noise pattern in our color. And let's bring the render view. Okay. So what we have here? So let's put the cam 1 for the mantra 1. Okay. Let's render. Okay, everything is white. So let's just start to create a box pattern. So bring, maybe we can do that here. Okay, let's increase the view here. Okay, add a UV curls node and a boxes node here. Add a vector float to convert the UV to S and T representation. Okay, here and here. Okay, let's grab a fit range to the whole thing. Nice. And now here in your base color, just double click on the node and multiply the parameter here with our boxes. Okay. For this node on the boxes, let's increase the S frequency to 50, as well as for the T frequency. Okay. And make the box size to 1. Okay, we have a nice box pattern here with thin lines, and let's just now distort all that to create an abstract and chaotic pattern. Okay, so let's put this node right here. Okay, add an add node here. Oh, sorry. Deactivate the auto rendering just for now. Okay. Just to deform all the pattern before it will go to the boxes node. Okay. So add another UV coordinates node with another boxes node too. Okay, let's put the SNT right now. Okay. Put this to 50 by 52. Okay. And put a rest position into wall space and 2 turbulent noise. Okay, 1 and 2. 1 for animation and one for deforming. Okay. Put the position on each one of these. Okay. Let's just increase the size just for a minute to see what is going on here. Okay. And let's put a mix. Connect the boxes to the input 2, the second turbulent noise to the input 1, and the third into the bias. Okay. Add to the whole thing a fit range now. Okay. Value. And the out to the head. Okay, now let's just adjust the parameters of each one. Okay, boxes 50 by 50. Maybe the size to 1. Random size something like 4.2. The randomness of S may be 3.5. T randomness maybe something like 5 or maybe 6. Okay. It's just some numbers I found on my just experiments to create a cool and nice abstract patterns. Okay, for the turbulent noise here, add an original Perlin noise. Let the frequency to 1. Okay, adjust that. Just adjust the turbulence to 1, the roughness maybe something like 0.03 or 3, something like that. Okay, and the amplitude something like 3. Okay, and for this one, the last turbulent noise, add a sparse convolution noise with an amplitude like that. The roughness to let's by default the roughness, and the turbulence on yes by default too. Okay. Okay, let's just adjust a bit more the turbulent noise here. Leave the amplitude to 1, I think, and the turbulent noise here maybe 2 here. A little offsetting is good, and the roughness here maybe something like 0.1. Okay, I think we're good here. Just hit render and see what we have. Nice. So now we have a nice chaotic pattern to our diffuse color here. So basically we've created the boxes here. So we have the boxes here, and we had another boxes with some randomness on the sides. So we have thicker line here, and we just turbulent that with this 2 turbulent noise here, and that's basically it. Okay. And the turbulent noise here, we just promote the offset for animation later. Okay, just re-render that. No worry. So now we have to add this pattern to our displacement of our shader. So the displacement network is here at the bottom of the main trace surface. Okay, and let's just find the turbulent noise here, the procedural turbulent noise for the main trace shader by default. Okay, and just disconnect it. Okay, and replace it by our here our network. Okay, fit rand. Okay, so just in case we have to reverse the effect, add a fit range here. Okay, scale, and now in the grid here, grid shader, activate the noise based displacement. We don't use this noise because we have disconnected it. Okay, let's just hit render. It's a little bit longer because it's displacement to calculate. Okay, go. Here we are. Okay, so basically it's displacing, but it's displacing the reverse effect of our pattern. So let's just dive inside here and adjust. Let's put some color here. Okay, just to see how fit range now, and reverse the effect by reverse the destination minimum and the destination maximum. Okay, let's just hit render again and wait a couple of seconds to generate the displacement. Okay, buddy. Okay, so it's basically the main idea of it. Okay, it's gonna be great, but now we have to multiply that with our custom attributes we have created earlier with the noise on the point VOP. Okay, so let's just stop that, and here with the scale, just create a multiply just like that, and bring a parameter node and name it just like the attribute we have created, such as effect area, and multiply it with the displacement scale. Just hit render. So now we have some region with displacement, just like here, and we have region without displacement, just like here, just with some textures. Okay, so it's gonna be cool. Okay, now let's just adjust a little bit the shader and the lighting to have something nicer for the rendering. Okay, first add an environment light to our scene. Okay, and add a texture map. I have here a texture map. Okay, just like an HDRI image. Okay, just hit render. Okay, hit render here to see what we've got. Okay, now add just adjust the grid shader here. Put the diffuse to maximum, the reflection leave it by default, displacement. Okay. Okay, now maybe on the here on our diffuse here, just add a fit range to decrease a little bit the pattern texture here. So let's just add a destination max to 0.5. Okay, so now we can adjust maybe and add our effect to the emission. Okay, so find the emission intensity. Okay, here, oops, sorry, here we have our emission intensity. Okay, so multiply your emission here intensity, so put multiply, okay, with here with our main fit range here, no, sorry, with this one. Okay, just for color this one. And by the way, adjust this, something like 0.1. Okay, that's great. Where is our emission? Okay, here. Emission intensity. Okay, and let's put here a fit range again to adjust the size of our emission, and in the source mean just add 0.9. Okay, hit render to see what we have. So basically we don't activate yet the emissions, so in the material here, sorry, activate the emission. Okay, take a little bit of time. Okay, so we have to reverse the effect here. Let's put another fit range and invert the destination maximum and the destination minimum. And normally, yeah, we have just our main lines with some emission. Just deactivate for tweaking the displacements, okay, just to see what we have. Okay, let's decrease a little bit maybe, just to have some lines. Okay, so maybe 0.5. Okay, we have some interesting lines with emission 2. Okay, and just let's multiply it with our custom attribute 2, just to bring some interesting shape. So bring a multiply here, and let's add our effect area. So cool, we have some variation here in the opacity of the effect. It's gonna be cool once it will be animated. Reactivate the displacement. So okay, we have some cool patterns here. Just before going to render out, let's adjust something else. Put some color here in the emission, something like that. Okay, with some free on value. Okay, to have something really blue emitting the whole thing. Okay, and here to adjust a little bit the animation of the abstract pattern. No, here on our turbulent noise here. With the offset promoted at the end of the shader, just add some procedural animation, base comparative reference, base comparative reference, $f/50. Okay, so let's just render this again, and we are going to export that. So here we have some color for our emission. Okay, we will be adding a glow in the composition, in the compositing process layer. Okay, finish the scene. So in our camera here on the view at a resolution to 1920 to 1080. Okay, with focal length to 50, that's good. And in our mantra here, let's just add some 8x8 pixel samples, and in the extra image planes we need the shading depth to add some depth of field in comp. Okay, frame range maybe not due to time constraints, just maybe some 90 frames, that's good. Okay, you can just render every frame you want. Okay, in the camera run. Okay, and output picture, let's just add a render folder. Okay, and let's name it digitalize.f4.exr. Okay, I think we are good here. Let's just hit render, and let's go to the compositing process now. So this is our final animation from Houdini. Let's just add some cool enhancement for give some life to it. Okay, so first duplicate our fractal here, fractal render, and on the 3D channel here add an extractor. Okay, put some Z for each of the channel. Okay, Z, and Z, and pre-composite, call it Z depth. Okay, let's put for the black point 2 and the white point 20. Okay, so now we have this cool ramp. We can see some shapes here and here. That's nice. Deactivate from the view. Okay, and create a new adjustment layer and call the fresh left depth of field plugin. Okay, so in the depth layer just add the Z depth. Okay, and put a radius to 50, and select your main your sharp area. Okay, maybe we can add some blur here, maybe 150. Okay, 150 is good. Let's invert it just to add something credible. Okay, nice. And for the iris, just add some 5 facets and no rounded facets. Now you can just animate it to have a cool change of the focal point. So let's put a key on the focal point. Okay, maybe here and here. Let's put the focal point something like here. Yeah, that's red. Okay, just to add some life to the comp. Okay, so let's just be there just for adjusting. Okay, so now we can first rename this Z depth. Okay, let's just add another adjustment layer called looks. Okay, and from Magic Bullet looks, type looks. Okay, and add to the whole thing a subtle film soft here at the bottom of the plugin. Okay. Okay, that's great. Maybe underneath the depth. Okay. Now we can just maybe change the color of the emission. Type CC underneath whole, okay, and add on the color correction, maybe use saturation. Maybe something like that. Not too much. Okay, just to give another time some life to the scene, add a little flare on the left with applied optical flare. Okay, in the option you can choose your flare. It's really hard to choose a good flare. I'm just joking. Okay, maybe underneath the depth. Okay, let's just put it in screen, and maybe on the left here. Let's adjust it right there. Put some color, different colors, maybe some little reddish. Maybe something like that. Oh, maybe not too reddish. It just like that. And let's put some flicker to it with a good speed enhancement to have a really good flickering. Okay, and now final thing we can do, just duplicate another time with fractal render, your main 3D rendering, and let's put a tint to it with some curve, just to adjust the black and white, just to keep the highlights. Okay, and add to it a CC radial fast blur. Okay. Put the point really down, really down, with something like 80 in the amount. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. And let's just bring another thing like a hue saturation to colorize it in a slight blue. Okay, let's put it to add, and now we have some cool little lights coming from the highlights of our composition. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and see you next time for another cool stuff in Houdini and After Effects. Thank you very much.